here we go. Right. Okay. So I'm just trying to make sure a few more people come on. I know they couldn't hear me. I guess it was my fault because I was trying to make sure my mic and everything was good. I know I be adding a couple of people, right? So sometimes I be like, damn, I add you anyway. It's okay. You probably be like, damn, you gonna eventually that one day you get to come on my live and you get to listen to me. Guess what? That'll be the day that you need to hear me. So it's okay. So I'm gonna keep on. I'm gonna keep on adding and pressing and pressing and adding and pressing and adding and hey. I'm gonna keep on doing it. So with that being said, um, I'm here. And tonight is Saturday night. I know a lot of people probably doing their own thing and their ones and twos and they hey Kia, your baby reminded me, Gigi, you're not going on live. And I looked up, I said, what time is it? I can't tell my 8:20. I said, "No." Yes. So I'm here. So tonight we're just gonna talk. We it's a lot of topics in my head that I really want to discuss, but the only reason I haven't yet put it together exactly how I wanted to, because sometimes when you're discussing certain things, you gotta have. Well, I've learned that you have to have. Hello. Well, give me 1 second. I do apologize. Gigi baby was in here all day playing with it. But I've learned when you talk about certain topics and you discussing certain things, you always need to have information. And when I say information, it could be facts. It could be just do a little background check on certain things, or so you can have proof of a lot of things, just in general. So just can't say things all the time, and you want people to believe you. So you have to sometimes some things you need uh you need just proof of a lot of stuff. So today is Saturday. I really don't have a top. I always got it. Hey, Takai. I always got a topic in my head, but a topic today that I really want to talk about. I know I can only talk about my issues and the things that I went through. So if y'all want to throw out a topic today that we can discuss, I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to do that. It's one topic. Okay. What do y'all feel about, or who's watching live, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, friendship? Morgan. Woo. Okay. So what toxic friendships? And when you say toxic friendships, Morgan, elaborate on it a little bit for me. Would you like to join? And you can elaborate on it for me? Morgan, would you like to join so you can elaborate on toxic friendship? Because Morgan, a lot of people may not. You can be friends with any. You can't be friends with anybody, but me. But Morgan, are you saying that if they're your friend, they can't be friends with anyone else? Now, when you saying this, are you talking about a male relationship or female friendship? That's why I'm asking you. Do you want to join so you can elaborate on this? Because this topic can go really far. It really can. So let me see if Morgan wants to come in on this here live, or she done ran away from me. Morgan. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Um, Female friendships. Okay, so when you say toxic, hey Morgan, I'm sorry. I do apologize. So when you say it's okay. It's okay. We this is a no judgment zone on Glam Talk. We don't judge. Look, I got on my onesie, but I made it, y'all. I came to talk to y'all. I came. I put on my onesie. I asked IKEA. I said, IKEA, you think I'm gonna look ghetto on live or ratchet if I go on my onesie? She told me, no, my we in the house chilling. I said, okay, but I do know a few people like that, but I think that is just their overprotective Okay, that's Morgan. That's Morgan, you guys. Hey, you guys. So Morgan, you said talking about toxic friendships. Oh, not, you know I'm not like that. Okay, no, it's okay, but elaborate on it a little bit for me. Friends who are just like, you can't be friends with nobody but me. You introduce them to somebody else. They always got to have a little negative energy or kind of like be like, who is this you bringing around that? Like you can't hang out with new people or just network or just get a new friend. And it's like you always have to be at every single thing that they doing. If you have anything that's going on outside of them, it's a problem. You know what I mean? Okay. If they don't everywhere with you, it's a problem. Right. You know what I mean? Okay. Those type of friendships. Okay. Right. And I'm liking this topic because I do know a few people like that, but I think that is just they're overprotective and they allow their jealousy to override them a little bit more than their mindset should be. And when I say that, it means like you can't control a person as a friend because regardless of the situation, you might have you this friend might do something different or something more in that when what you're looking for, and it don't have to always be negative. It could be always positive. It could be this friend, she know different type of people and is networking like you said. So I'm not just chilling. Yeah, I might have met this person through you, but our energy clicked differently, and she or he might have invited me to something that you didn't go come to or you wasn't invited to. So now I'm the bad friend because it's like, oh, I met you through her, or you met her through me, or you met him through me. It's not about that. So they're get down. It's their mindset has not grown to the level of maturity yet to understand you can't go everywhere. Everybody is not meant to go everywhere with everybody. Sometimes, even when friends call me and they say, hey, you going out? Yes, I'm going out. But this crowd, you can't be with. Not in a bad way, but in a way that we can't, sometimes we can't put ratchet and bougie together. Make sense? Yes. Exactly. Okay, so if I know I got a ratchet friend and I'm going to a bougie event, I cannot take this ratchet friend because guess what? They're gonna look at me like, why would you bring this person in this setting? So until they get that mindset of you, some people got to be able to turn it on and off. Everybody hasn't gotten to that level yet where, okay, I can act proper. I can do this when I'm around these type of people, but when I'm supposed to be ratchet, I need to act ratchet. So I understand exactly what you're saying, and I don't think people should. I'm trying to use the right words. I don't think people should even be like that, and it's a disease. Let's say that it's a spirit. It's a spirit of disease because if anybody in their right state of mind, they should have understanding to it, but everybody don't have understanding to it. They don't. They don't, and it's a sad thing though. It's really, and I think over the years it has gotten worse. Like people look at you like, well, what? Okay, no. because, but they'll never get it done. Hopefully, eventually they get it before it's too late.
Any as a person, your friend is like, come on, I'm not. It's they like you changed them, you switching up. It's like, yes, I am, but it's not the way you think.
Right.
It's like I'm just trying to grow. I'm just trying to expand my mind. I'm trying to be somewhere better than where I'm at now. Not trying to be better than any particular person, but just better than my current situation right now. And it's just like I have come in contact with people who can't understand that because they like, whoa, you completely abandoned me. You know what I mean? Like as a friend, it's like, no, it's not that. It's just that I told you, these are my goals in life. This is what I want to do. And it's like, whoa, now I can't be friends with other people. Now I can't, oh, you are so cute. It's like I can't be friends with anybody else. You know what I mean? It's not that I'm switching up on you in the back, but it's just like, hey, I told you I was working out more. I told you I was going to these yoga classes. You don't want to do things like that. You want to sit around, smoke, and drink. So you my smoking and drinking friend. I can do those things with you, those type of things. But you don't want to get out in the world and go to these networking events and see like, hey, how can we make more money? So I just don't. I stopped inviting you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I didn't want you to be. It's just that I want more right
I want
now.
more.
And that's it. And it's like, how can you convey to your friend, I call it toxic because I call it toxic just because it wears on me mentally, because I do care about my friends. I never want to be into it with them about anything, so it begins to weigh on me mentally. Like I can't even progress or tell you about things that I'm doing that I think may be progressive for me. And without you saying something that I feel is negative. Yeah, like, why are you doing that? Like, why are you going up there? Like, why you, them type of people don't even really know you. It's not about it. They know what I need and where I can possibly go.
So those type of people, as long as you on the same level they're okay with you. But when they see you elevate into your next level, they feeling some type of way. Now the real hate and the enviousness comes in because now it's like, oh, like you said, they think they're better. They think you're better than them, or they think that you think you're better than them. It's not about being better than you. It's about elevating myself to the next level. And I tell everybody the process of elevation is elimination. So I need to eliminate a few people to get to my next level because everybody can't go to the next level. So it's more so like, and it's okay. And it's okay. Because sometimes you gotta learn to accept it and accept the people for who they are. Because when you are elevating yourself to the next level, then you begin to see who's for you and who's against you. Right? Makes sense. So that means I'm on the 10th floor with everybody. Cause guess what? We chilling, we smoking, we going out, we partying, we doing everything. As long as I'm doing what you doing and on the same level you on, but when you see me progress and get to my next level, it's like, oh yeah. Oh, she thinks she too good. No, baby, it's not that I'm too good. What happens is my growth process just began before your growth process began. And for me to grow, that means I have to eliminate people, places, and things.
And how do you go about that? You know what I mean? Like, because I honestly feel hurt. You know what I mean? Because it's like I come into that realization. I ain't never been the type of person to be like, oh, this person probably hating on me or jealous. I never think that. But it's like I know that this energy is not good for me, and I want to remove myself from it in a way that's not like, I guess, like angry. Just going off. You know what I mean?
But again, you should be at your growth level should allow you to be at a place or space in your life where it don't even get you mad no more. It shouldn't even get you mad no more. It shouldn't even make you feel no type of way no more. Because guess what? You're getting more for you're getting more out of life than you want because you always knew what you wanted in life, but everybody had obstacles. Everybody had to be at a certain point to learn, to grow. You understand what I'm saying? So don't allow them to make you upset or even feel no type of way. I'm at a point now. I used to be like, oh man, guess what? Oh, for real? It's okay for me. I'm at a space in my life. I'm at a space in my mind to even understand what's for me is for me, whether you like me or not. I, I, this thing just keeps sitting in my brain like it's okay if you upset or you feeling some type of way. You know they talked about Jesus. They talked about a lot of people. So the when you elevate yourself to the next level, you be prepared for what's coming. Cause you ain't gonna get to the next level. You're not gonna go higher without no envy and jealousy and hatred. It's not gonna happen. Cause guess what? The Bible said the my enemies become my footstool. So you can't get higher in nothing if you don't step on them. So you need haters. You need haters. You need people that don't like you. You understand what I'm saying? You need the ones that oh now they mad. You need them to be mad. So that's okay. Allow them to be mad. But you at a place in a space in your life where you feel like well you should know that I can't let them steal my joy because they ain't give it to me. I can't let them take my peace because they ain't give it to me. Yes, they're probably feeling some type of way. But it's okay though. Don't lose who you are for trying to make them feel like, oh no, it's not that. You know what? It is what it is. Accept it for what it's worth. You understand what I'm saying? So don't feel upset, Morgan. You know you. I'm just saying in general. If the topic is based around you and your situation, I'm just saying, you know that you're a good person and you know what you can offer and bring to the table. You understand what I'm saying? And you have always been a people's person when I first met you. You know, so some people they can't take your energy. They're not going to take your energy. Some people can't take my energy. Guess what? Because the first thing they say, oh, she's too aggressive or she do this and she do that. It's not about that. Understand who I am first. And then you'll be like, oh, this lady cool or this person cool. People judge always on what they see on the outside. So they really never get to know you as a person within the inside. But it's okay though. It's okay. It's okay. I was on that same level before with a few of my friends, and uh, they may have not have said it to me directly, but I just felt like certain comments that they would make, or certain things, or oh you going out? Oh yeah, I'm going to X Y and Z. Oh you going with your bougie friends? It's not about being bougie. It's not about bougie friends. You got to understand everybody can't sit at this table. It's not meant for everybody to sit at this table. And I'm just being honest. So um that toxic relationship part that's just controlling and just people just feel like they don't want you to grow. They don't want you to grow.
Like your own friends, it don't have to be like a romantic relationship. People don't think that your own friends can be mentally abusive to you, and they can. You know what I mean? And it's like sometimes that they act like that because it's a learned behavior. Sometimes they act like that because we make it okay for them. You know what I mean? And I realize that I myself have given permission to treat people, that to allow people to treat me a certain way when I don't speak up. You know what I mean? When I don't say like how you just told me to just really just explain it to them. So it's like when I don't speak up, people you are really giving people permission to continue. Yes, continue to treat you that way and press your boundaries. So it's like I get what you're saying. It's just like I need to be more comfortable within myself to be like, hey, I know for a fact that I didn't do. I'm not wrong for becoming a better, being the best version of myself. So it's just being comfortable with becoming the best version of myself, no matter what that looks like to other people.
And then sometimes we have people, some everybody don't know how to take rejection. So and then we might feel like, okay, yeah, if we tell them this or say this way, they're gonna look at us or feel some type of way, or it they always make this they always make the situation so negative. So instead of being positive, instead of them looking at it in a positive perspective or a positive way, they're gonna make the situation negative. So if you know that you're trying to be a better you because you have your son, so that's what matters. You becoming a better you. That's what matters, because it's not about this person or the next person. It's about what you need to do to better yourself. Because when all else fails and you can't do this, or you can't pay a bill, or you can't figure this out, can you call on those people?
Right.
Okay, because we gotta see ourselves falling to the floor and say, God, I need you on this one.
I would say you need to watch out for them comments because them little funny side comments be how they really feel, and that's exactly right.
And that's what I say. You got to watch out for the little comments that they say, or that be like really what they feeling in the inside, but they be making it seem like they're joking. No, you ain't joking, bro. Like this how you really feel. You know what I'm saying? And then you got to watch how I seen this video the other day on Instagram. It was, I think it was like four Muslim young ladies. I think I sent it to a few people. It was four Muslim young ladies, and they were singing a song. So uh in one meme they posted the girl standing behind her, and she was actually looking down like with the devious face, like you think you cute. And then they kept singing. So the girl behind her then pulled her lashes off, like really dug in her eye and pulled the lash off. Why would you do that? That everybody looked amazing. I mean, their makeup was done. They had their key marks tied beautiful. They was like really like And then she comes from behind and pull her lash, like literally put her fingers in her eye and pull her lashes off. So that is hate to me. That right there showed me that even the people that you think that are your friends, or the people that you think that are really with you, aren't with you. They ain't really with you. Because if I'm getting on live and we singing and we chilling together, and you come from behind and put your fingers in my eye and pull my lashes off on the camera, though, why would you do that? Why would you do that? So in my mind, I thought about like, God, the people who you think that's your day ones would come and do something like that on live, on a video that y'all making like that. It didn't sit well with me, so I had to send it out to a few people. Like, if I was the old Candy, I probably would have beat the dog. You feel me? I'm just being honest. I'm really just being honest. Like, so again, you got to be mindful of the company that you keep. Of the company that you keep, because everybody don't want good for you. Everybody don't want good for you. It's some people that surround you that's preying on your downfall. That's preying on your downfall. And that is one of the worst. I think that's one of the worst enemies or frenemies to have, because you really think that they're your friend, but they really not your friend. They sitting around getting all the information that they feel like they can get out of you for that day, for that week, or whatever. And guess what? They going to tell whoever else, and they talking about you. But you think that this your friend, and it's really not your friend. It's really not your friend. That's why everybody, well, people used to say, be mindful of what you say out loud, because the enemy will attack it. So if you're going to do something, go ahead and do it, because if you say it, people prey on your downfall. People definitely prey on your downfall. You say, yeah, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna write this book. What you writing a book on? My life, because I've been through so much. Your life, girl, you ain't been through nothing. Girl, shut up. You understand? So they always throwing out negativity instead of encouraging you. If you my friend, encourage me to write it. If I fail, it's okay. Nothing beats a failure but to try. You understand what I'm saying? How you know I won't succeed? How you know that this won't be $1 million book? How you know? You don't know. So instead of speaking negativity over it, you supposed to be my friend. You're supposed to speak positive things on it. But you just got to be mindful of the company you keep. And again, don't get upset at the ones that looking at you different or trying to make you feel some type of way. You don't want, I mean, they're gonna make you feel some type of way because at the end of the day, like this um Kennedy month, people have to be taught good. So everybody aren't wasn't isn't taught how to be a good friend. Like they know how to be a friend, but being a good friend is something that they never was taught. Because genuinely, you got to be things. Being a friend has to come from the heart. You can't do something for a person to be like, oh yeah, because I gave her $600 because she couldn't pay her rent, or I gave her, or because she couldn't buy her daughter no shoes. Don't do things and look for them in return or look things for a reward because guess what? God ain't gonna bless you. He ain't gonna bless it. God is definitely not gonna bless it because you didn't do it from the heart. What happens if this person can never get around to paying you back just yet? But because you helped her or him or whoever it might be, God is still keeping your head above water. He's still blessing you. He's still blessing you. So don't look for the blessing in people. Look for the blessing in God or look from the blessing through your heart. So I mean, I do a lot of stuff for a lot of people. I'm never on or yeah, because I did this. Or no, get what? It's a lot. I mean, I can't even count on my hand, and I only been in Atlanta 7 years. How many people done came in and out? How many people done did X, Y, and Z? How many people that I have blessed? But guess what? I don't look for my blessings through them. God got me. God got me. I mean, I know my heart big. I love you too. I know my heart big, but again, Morgan, you know your heart is big. At the end of the day that what type of person you are, and you are a good friend. You know what I'm saying? So you know what you can pour into people. So therefore, if you know what you can pour into people, we have to start looking at what people can pour into us and not drain us. And not because we're not getting younger, we getting older. So now we're looking at the people for can you pour into me like I can pour into you?
Yeah.
So that's big. That's the type of friendship I'm looking for. If I mean, if I need that friend to talk to, I've learned now to only talk to
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, again, people prey on your downfall, and you don't want people to feel like, yeah, if I'm telling you this, you're not uplifting me. You really laughing at me in the inside. So you really like, yeah, I knew she wasn't gonna make it all. She trying to do X, Y, and Z. Okay, okay. Now I'm just gonna show y'all what I could do. And that's what you do, Morgan. For real. You're a good person though. And I'm always here for you, girl. I love you, girl. I love you.
Right.
Love you. Love you and Matthew, girl.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna come see you at IKEA because yeah, I got some stuff for you, girl.
Okay, girl. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. You know what you bring to the table. So stop letting them drain you. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what I'm trying to tell her. She Morgan knows that she has to be around people that is going to pour good things or positivity into her because Morgan can get Morgan pours a lot of positivity into people.
She is somebody who definitely check on me. Like I need to do a better job of actually taking care of her because she do check on me. She inbox me.
But she shows you that she is a true, genuine friend to you. So, and those be the ones that we overlook, right? Until we really get to that point and realize, like, darn, Rashida was real. She was a cool friend. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you gotta just, and it's nothing wrong with it because everybody gotta learn and go through certain things to understand who's really real and who's with them and who's against them.
Right.
So yeah. So Morgan,
And
it
you
was hello, hello, hello. Hey Quinette, hey Quinette, Quinette. Thank you for joining my talk show. It's called Glam Talk. Y'all can subscribe to my YouTube. It's called Glam Talk. I'm trying to be here every night at 8:30. I might miss some nights, and it don't be personal. It just be sometimes I be having a lot of other things going on because remember, I do hair. I do house calls sometimes. So if I'm at the studio, I can't go on live at the studio. If I'm this place, I can't do certain things in the areas that I be at. So every night at 8:30, I will try to make it my best to be on live. If I get behind, I will put a post. Hey, I'm running late. Give me the 9:15. We still gonna talk about it. We definitely gonna talk about it. So whether I get on for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or whatever, y'all gonna see my face. Y'all gonna see these fat old cheeks and these deep old dimples. Right, right. But again, Morgan, I do thank you for coming on and talking about toxic relationships with friends. So that was a very, very good topic. So again, subscribe to my YouTube, share, please, 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 please. Um, would anybody else like to join my live and talk about something? Facebook, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Like, I don't know. Come on, give me another topic so we can talk about it. Give me another topic. Sheena, you say you tell me the truth. Not about it's really not about nobody telling the truth. It's about it's just about people secretly hating when it's you shouldn't hate because at the end of the day, everybody growth level is different. Everybody don't grow the same. So when my inches when I grow a little taller don't mean you growing a little taller. So when if you might grow in the spirit and I'm still out here doing my ones and twos. So don't fault me because I'm not where you at in church or in the spirit or you just can't do it because who are you to judge? You are never nobody is never supposed to judge anybody. So that's why Glam Talk is a no judge zone. Definitely, I don't judge nobody because if I ain't living in no glass house, I can't throw no stones at nobody. Because at the end of the day, I still have my faults, and I still I'm still living my life. So, and everybody be like, "Oh yeah, well, God has a calling on your life." But guess what? When the calling gets to me, guess what? I will know, and God is definitely going to put it forefront. He's definitely whether he's working on me through this way by talking to people, by interacting with people this way. I don't question where I'm going with it. I'm doing what I feel like I'm happy about doing. So at the end of the day, I can only talk about the situations and the circumstances that I experienced that I may have went through. So anything anybody else want to talk about, bring it to the forefront. I can agree with certain things, but I can't agree with nothing that I haven't been through. I can voice my opinion, but if anybody has ever been through anything, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it because you never know what message you want to get across. And I tell everybody, my talk show is Glam Talk. Subscribe to my YouTube, Glam Talk. But Glam Talk is based on, and I'm gonna break this down. I'm gonna say it every time because it might be somebody always new listening. Glam means feeling good about yourself, whether it's a haircut, whether you get your hair done, whether you got your makeup done, whether you got a new smell good perfume, cologne. However, glam is feeling good about yourself. Talk. We're gonna talk about everything. Glam Talk is a no judgment zone, so I can't judge you because I'm not all the way right. And nobody should judge nobody because if they aren't God, who are you to judge? Nobody can judge. The pastor can't even judge you. He can voice his opinion on how he feel, but he can't judge you. Nobody can judge you. So therefore, Glam Talk is a no judgment zone. So I'm happy again. I tell everybody, God allowed me to go through my mess and allow my mess to become a message. Allowed my test to become a testimony. So I'm here. You know, some days I might sound like I'm preaching, but y'all will get it though. Y'all will get it. So again, Glam Talk is here. There's no judgment zone, regardless of what you went through. However, I'm not gonna make nobody look bad because I know I did some things in my life, and I just look back like, dang, I made it. I made it. So I do thank God for that, for allowing me. We're on Impact People Serving A perfect God. Okay. Okay. So is there another topic that anybody else wants to talk about? Communication is the key to all relationships. Absolutely. What do we know, Hitman Gucci, that that I'm not perfect and that everybody make mistakes and things happen? That's what we know, right? That's what we know, Larry, right? Larry, is that what we know? Walking your calling. I'm here. I mean, I'm here for it. If it comes this way, I'm here for it. I'm just here to do what I love to do most. So at the end of the day, like I said, Glam Talk is a no judge zone. So I'm just here. And I tell everybody whether I got 500 people watching me on YouTube and 25 on Facebook and 15 on Instagram. Guess what? I'm getting a message to somebody. Somebody's listening. Somebody is definitely listening. Hey, Miss Mika, somebody is definitely listening. And I say, I can only talk to people about what I've experienced and what I've went through. Um, and I can speak on domestic violence every day. Every day, because that is a touchy situation. And domestic violence goes really far because it goes back to certain points and it just goes back to it covers a lot of things. It covers a lot of things. And I was watching the news um the other day, the day before yesterday, when the Seahawks player beat his girlfriend, fiance up, and they still let him play in the game. They pushed it under the rug until she came out and said something. Now, you play for the NFL and you beating the out of your girlfriend. Why? 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 Just because you play for the NFL, you can do that. And they still allowed this man to play on the field. There's no way. It's impossible. Domestic violence is real. It's happening everywhere. I mean, just because you feel like, oh, people got money, so they don't. Who? Those be the ones. Huh? Those be the ones. Absolutely. Domestic violence is so taboo in the culture. And it's very sad. It's so sad. It's to the point where I mean, I really was feeling some type of way. As much as I like football, yes, I'm a Cowboys fan. But my, this man to see the pictures of her in the hospital, leaving the hospital, or whatever pictures that they did have on the news and social media, it was like, now you know you an NFL player. You about 500 pounds, and she looked like she like a buck 20 wet, wet. So what in your right mind made you even think that you can put your hand? One punch probably would have dogged her because she was black. That's why they swept. Absolutely, that's why I feel too. Because she was a black girl dating this white man, so they swept it under the rug. No, baby, domestic violence is domestic violence. Whether it come from a white man, a black man, a Caucasian, a Haitian, a Jamaican, I'm not being biased in this situation. Domestic violence is a problem. That shit is a y'all excuse my language because when I talk about it, I'll be feeling some type of way. It kind of take me back to that place, but not that space. But it still make me feel some type of way. So domestic violence is a very touchy topic situation for me. I've been there. I've done that. I've been there. I've done that. So I thank God that He allowed my mess to become a message. But I do not agree with it. It don't sit well in my spirit. It don't sit well at all. Domestic violence is not the answer. That is not cool. You should not have to put your hand. If you love someone, love don't hurt. Don't put your hands on this person. And let me tell you something. I'm not biased in the situation. Hey, P. Howard, because you got some women out here that do put their hands on men. So sometimes women are abusive in the relationship too. whether either way it go, it's not cool. That's toxic. That's a different type of toxic relationship. It's horrible. It's horrible, y'all. It is horrible. They cut him. Okay. So he not playing no more. Okay. Yeah. Horrible. Like domestic violence is that's one thing I don't agree with. One thing I can't cope with. I can't swallow. I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't. I've been when I tell you black eyes and busted lips and about to die and gun to the head, and it's not cool, y'all. It's not cool. And if somebody is crying out right now, y'all need to listen. Y'all, if you call the police, right? And the police say they can't help you, they lying. Because if you put a restraining order on him and he come back, they supposed to lock him up. Hey, they supposed to lock him up. And if he come within a certain feet or miles or something near you, they supposed to get him. But listen, and I'm gonna say this because I've been there. So I'm not again, Glam Talk is a no judge zone. So I ain't judging nobody because I've been there. So listen, I probably uh let him come on over on the restraining order after he done beat my ass. Yeah, did that. I'm being honest, though. I'm being honest. But when you get to a certain point, you have to understand enough is enough. And when I say enough is enough, meaning that first slap became the second slap. And when the second slap became the third slap or a punch, when that becomes the two punches and the jab and then the beating, it don't get better. It does not get better. It gets worse. So whether they say I'm sorry, whether they say I'm sorry, whether they say they won't do it again, they're gonna do it again. They're gonna do it again. They definitely gonna do it again. Cause guess why? Because they have not come to that mindset to understand love don't hurt, and there's no way you should put your hands on the female, and if the females are doing it, it's no way you should put your hands on this male to provoke him to even hit you, because guess what, if he do decide to hit your ass back, guess what, he about gonna knock you the hell out, and then now you like, oh, he hit me, you provoked him. The females might have provoked them by hitting them because they are abusing some of these men. But what happens when the men just constantly abusing these women and nobody talking about it? You got to figure it out. Um, Spoil Danielle at Queen We. Restraining order and change your number. Create a new you. Keep calling and asking for help. Yes, absolutely. You just one restraining order don't work. It don't work. And thank you. The females go back at least. This come on, Danielle. You gotta talk to me now. I'm happy you here. Cause guess what? I didn't go back. I didn't go back 15 times. Guess how many times I went back, Danielle? Huh? I went back about 45 times. About 45 times. 45 times. Because guess what? This is what I keep saying, Danielle. I said, when I left with my feet. My feet only. I walked out the door like I had enough. But guess what? I was still loving this man. I was still loving this man. So I had to begin to understand my worth and my qualities in life. And once I begin to understand my worth and my qualities in life, guess what? Hey, Danielle, I had to go back and get my heart. So when I went back the last time, about the 45th time, I went back and I got my heart. So when I went back and got my heart, it was over. It was ball game. I ain't look back no more. I ain't look back no more. I didn't look back anymore. But we women, we not on. Listen, I can say this now. a man better not ever put his hands on me. I can say this now. I can say this now. Try me now. Hmm. Try me now. Hmm. We ain't gonna even get to that point. We ain't gonna even hey, stop it right there. We ain't gonna even get to that point. We ain't gonna even let him feel like he can raise his hand. We ain't doing that. You had to go to church to get back right, right? Is that what you're saying, Danielle? Danielle, can you come on my live with me? Talk to me, Danielle. Talk to me, Danielle. Okay. Takir, hold on. I'm coming. I'm coming. We gonna touch all bases at Glam Talk. We gonna touch all bases here at Glam Talk. Danielle, why you decline me? You don't want to talk to me? You well, answer my question. You said you had to go to church to get back right. Okay. Okay. So were you always in church, or you just started to go to church when you felt like your situation got worse? Okay. But listen to this. And I tell people this because I had to, I always been in church. So I knew who God was, but I had to get my own intimacy with God. I had to talk to him for myself. So it was like I couldn't go to my grandma and say, "Grandma, I need you to pray." Because not that I couldn't tell her this. I knew that I could and I knew that she would, but he needed me to have my own intimacy with him. So then I can begin to call him for myself. And then I can begin to say, "Hey, God, I need you to remove this toxic taste from my mouth," because that's what it was. It was toxic. So I need you to take the toxic taste from my mouth. I need you to remove any and everything that is not of you in this relationship. I need you to take me out of this situation so that I can never look back. That's because if you don't know how to pray and if you don't know how to ask God for exactly what you want, you ain't gonna get it. So sometimes we in the situation and we in a toxic situation and we talk to God and we say, God, just let him stop hitting me, God. Just God, I don't want him to hit me no more, God. God, I just need you to just no, God. God, no. Cause God, he gonna do right, God. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Cause guess what? God gonna leave you right there because you didn't ask him to remove you from the situation. See, you got to be mindful of how you speak to him because he said, "We have not because we ask not." So we need to ask him for exactly what we want. I don't want to sound like I'm preaching, but I'm going to give it to y'all just like I know how to give it to y'all. And I'm being who I am and I'm being myself. So again, this is a no judge zone and this is how I talk. Oh, Spoil Danielle, I got you in 2 minutes. Hold on. But then what so you have to be mindful of what you ask God for and how you ask him for it. You got to be able to say, "God, I need you to remove me from this toxic situation. I need you to remove me from this space that ain't for me. God is no good for my soul, is no good for my body, is no good for my mind. God, I need you to take the toxic taste out of my mouth. I don't want to taste it no more." Yeah, that's how it should work. That should be your prayer. You put the restraining order on him. Guess what? He done came through the restraining order, or you let him back through the restraining order, and it's okay because we go back a lot of times until we feel like we had enough. And sometimes us having enough meaning that we not done yet. And it's okay. Don't feel ashamed of you going back more than one time, more than 5 times. Look at me. And I say it all the time, and I'm not afraid to say it because I've been in that place. I've been in that space, but I'm at a different space now in my life that I will never go back to that space. But in my mind, sometimes that I go back to that place, but the space just ain't the same no more. It hit different when the space has changed. Only you know when you're tired. And that's what I said. Only I knew when I was tired because I went back about 35, 45 times. And in the midst of me going back so many times, guess what? I knew I was tired the last time when I understood that I'm worth more than what he's giving me. I got a lot to live for. This ain't it right here. Make sense? This ain't it right here. Come on, Daniel. Come on. Come on, Daniel. Talk to me. Let me see. Come on. I'm bringing Sport Danielle in on my Instagram. So if you're listening, hey Danielle. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
Okay. You can hear me? You can hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay. What is it that you want to say about domestic violence?
I'm a survivor of domestic violence myself. I'm about 2016, so you give and take about 3 or 4 years of a warrior, not a survivor. People get the word twisted.
Amen.
When you come out of that situation and you leave it behind, you close that door, it's almost like you died and you came back to life. Not just physically, but also mentally and emotionally. Hey Morgan, how are you? And I say that because I did the same thing that you did. A lot of people had no clue that I was basically in a toxic relationship. It was beyond toxic. It was mentally and emotionally. The physical kicked in towards the end. Now, I will admit, as a young Black lady that was raised in an Army household, raised in an old school way of to never take care of a man, to never to be the Bob the Builder woman. I'm not here to build you or to make you a better man for the next woman. I was never raised that way. But I stepped out of all the ways that I was raised. And because I was so what I thought was love, and because he had that conversation with my dad that he basically wanted to get married and things like that, that man proposed to me at least 5 or 6 times, and I denied every time. But I still wasn't ready to walk away. This man cheated on me, got another chick pregnant. That literally was the straw that broke the camel's back. But what killed him, I should say, mentally and emotionally, was that I had an exit plan that did not include him. My lease was up. He was staying with me. We were playing, I didn't say playing house, what we call play house in non-religion world, untraditional world.
Right.
Not paying bills, always arguing. I admit, he took me to that point. I got physical with him. Not physical in the sense of he was not taller than me. So he wasn't like the scenario with the football player and the other chick or whatever. He was shorter than me, but people would see us out. We would go to day parties. We would go to events in my hometown. People would be like, oh my God, you guys are like the Beyonce and whatever. And be like, oh, I wish we had a relationship like you guys. Don't let that fool you. Don't set your relationship goals based on what your friends or you see these celebrities, because you don't really know what's going on behind closed doors. Because people had no idea what I was facing and what I was dealing with. I was dealing with an alcoholic, somebody who lied, who said that they had cancer, who didn't really have cancer, had all these mental and emotional problems, who just didn't want to deal with it. So that's why I said I noticed my life. I got so caught up in that situation that I lost who Christy Danielle was, the real Christy. I didn't know who I was anymore. Mind you, the only thing that kept me sane was the fact that I was working on my last and final college degree. That kept me going, focused, but I also lost my train of focus towards the end, and I had to take that class again because I was so drained mentally, emotional, physically. But when I did realize that I was over it and I was done, like I got a restraining order. I called Hazelwood police like too many damn times to the point where I had a personal relationship with the chief. I had a personal relationship with the officer who, I guess you say, secured my apartment property on nights. Like he knew me and my dog. Like he see me outside, he'd be like, "Okay, I'm gonna watch while you're outside with your dog." Like that's how deep of a relationship. No human being should have that close of a relationship with the authorities.
Right.
None. Zero. It should be, I see you. Hi, how you doing? Like, hey, how are you doing? Has he been back over here? He was, even with the restraining order, he was blocked from my property by my landlord. He would show up when I'm not here. He literally hid in my basement and left evidence of him hiding in my basement. Tampering with my hot water tank.
Wow.
All types of things. When he got word, and I don't know how he got word, but I guess I'm gonna say social media. Even though I didn't say exactly what my exit plan was, but some way somehow he got wind that basically I had an apartment that was not including him in the equation. I came home from work, and I would never forget. I came home from work. I had a rental car, and I stopped at McDonald's. Came upstairs to my apartment, let myself in. Somebody rang my doorbell at like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, and literally disappeared as soon as I opened the door. I went outside with my dog in my hand, keys in the other. My phone was upstairs. I was like, okay, because I was a host. I was a hostess slash trainer, waitress at a particular comedy club. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to leave my tips in the car. Like, I'm going to go get it, go get my drink or whatever and come back. And literally it was a car parked outside of my apartment. And windows was down because it was kind of nice out, so summery, late, I guess early fall, whatever. And it wasn't uncommon for people to basically get confused over here because the way the property is set up. At that time, everybody kind of knew everybody. So I was like, okay, I said, well, are you looking for somebody in particular or whatever? And she's like, before she can even answer her question good, I felt my braids being snatched. And literally he started beating me in the face with a beer can. And then screaming at the top of my lungs. Luckily, a gentleman that lived right across from me in an upstairs apartment had his window open and yelled down to stop. He didn't even stop. He kept pounding me. Somehow, I think I blacked out or passed out, and fell and hit my head on the curb. Wow. It was nothing but God, and I say God and my grandparents were my angels who looked over me because some way, somehow, that most importantly, my dog was not harmed in any of this. But I was able to wake up and crawl up the steps and call 911, call my friend, call my parents. To this day, I thank God every day that I'm here to tell my story. Like you said, everybody has a testimony. My mess is somebody else's message. Amen. I tell my story, and I took a lot of heat because I have a tattoo. And I speak about my story every anniversary. I speak about it, and it's hard, but I speak about it because you can save somebody. Yep. You never know who's listening. You don't know who is needing to hear your story to wake the hell up. That is right. I always tell all my friends, even these young ladies out here in these streets and these clubs, because I used to work in the club scene, they think that, oh, because he's cute or because he's attractive or because he's got this and that going on, that's who you're supposed to be. No, that's not who you're supposed to be with. Any man that is controlling in any form, emotionally, mentally. I took him back. I would say I did the same thing. I got a restraining order. Then everything was cool. He started calling me. He started texting me. Started contacting me. I let that go. I say, I don't want to pursue this. I don't want to waste my time because I'm losing money. That's taking personal time away from me being able to get my bread so I can continue to take care of my apartment. I would say on my 30th birthday, he ruined my 30th birthday.
Wow.
And that was the straw for me. I came home from work and found him literally beer in the hallway where he was so drunk he literally struggled to get in. My best, to this day, my old neighbor now, my best friend, she called me. She said, I'm afraid to leave my apartment. And I said, never again will I have anybody in life call me and tell me that they are afraid to leave their own home where they pay bills at and their name is the only name on the lease. And she said, because your man, your boyfriend is so drunk, I heard him stumbling, and I literally opened the door afterward and seen where he left a trail of beer. He would wake up because he was an alcoholic and didn't want to get help. I tried everything.
And that's what we do. We try to help. We try to help them to make ourselves look good, or try to change them. We try to change them so they can look good.
I try to change him and to build him up, to improve his way of life. I try to pull him from a toxic family situation where his parents enable his behavior, encourage his behavior. And it worked, but it was brief. It wasn't permanent. I even stopped drinking wine. I started, only drinking once a month. I did everything I could. He couldn't even go out to certain events around town without being intoxicated. Like, that's how deep it was. Wow. He would get off from work and he would be drunk. I caught him a few times. So, yeah, I did it all. But I would say I went back.
How old are you, Danielle? Once or twice. How old are you? How old are you? How old are you now?
Now I am in a way better state. When I see red flags, I run for the hills. It took me going to counseling. I would say for a good 2 years. Every other day. I went from every other day of counseling to, I would say, every other week. I would journal. I would write down my emotions and I wouldn't scratch them out. I took time out for me. I did a time out for me. When I said I had to get back to me or figure out who I was because I was so far gone, I lost a lot of weight because I was stressed. I wouldn't eat. I wouldn't socialize with people. I cut a lot of people out. I would go to the park, and just cry and just to let it out in peace, because I grew up in a military household where they didn't believe in counseling. They said it's a self-check thing. My dad is from the Army, so to this day, he still does not believe in counseling. It's not something that he believes in. That's why I say what I say. In our culture, we don't talk about the aggressor or the aggressiveness, the toxicity of relationships. Toxic relationships can be in any form or fashion. It can be your own parents. Right. It can be your grandparents. It can be your friends. It can be whoever you're with. That's toxic. And I had to learn that. Right. And find out who I am. And I think by me beating death and having to go under a lot of physical surgeries that people to this day probably won't even know. Morgan's probably like sitting back like, oh my God, I had no idea this was ever going on with my friend.
Morgan said, thank you for sharing your story too. Morgan said, thank you for sharing your story.
My face was broken. He broke my face. Did over $10,000 worth of damage. Wow. I've had dental work done. I still, he's damaged my ear canal. I just found that out and know that my ear canal is partially damaged, can never be repaired. So I had to have a procedure done to partially repair it. But it's pretty much a done deal in that aspect. So, I mean, I had to do a lot of soul searching, and it took me beating death to basically say, I would never
Enough was
tolerate
enough.
this ever again.
Right. So Morgan, well, not Morgan, Danielle. So it took you to get over death to understand that enough was enough for you, right? It took you to get over, well, not dying, for him not killing you, to understand that enough was enough for you, right? I don't know if you can hear me. I do apologize for that. Do I sound far away, y'all? Can anybody else not hear me? Danielle.
Yeah, I can't hear you on my end.
I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. It took you a point in your life where he almost killed you to understand or feel like enough was enough for you, right?
Um, that's hard. That's a hard question to
So
answer.
do you still do you do are do you feel at this point you are healed, or do you still feel like at this point you are scorned?
I would say it took a lot of work. I had to sit back and kind of reflect on just everything, the direction that I wanted my life to go. Um, and like I said, get back with God. And I say that because I grew up in a family, in a household where, well, I say I grew up in a household where church wasn't important. As long as you pray to God, you had your own personal relationship. Um,
And that's
and
what,
that's all that matters.
right, and that's what I say to everybody. You have to get your own intimacy with Christ. You got to get your own intimacy with God to understand that, yes, your grandmother, yes, your mama, your auntie, your uncle, everybody in the church, yes, they can pray for you, but it hits different, or it comes out different when you have your own intimacy with God and you talk to him for yourself. So he said, where there's two or three gathered in his midst, you understand what I'm saying? So you need prayer warriors. You need somebody to touch and agree with what you're saying. So if your daddy, your mama, your auntie, your uncles, your grandma, if they're praying for you, you still gotta pray for yourself. Tete, you said you want to come and talk about something. I got you, Tete. You can come up next. Request me so I can see it at the bottom when I'm done here with Danielle. But you have to, Danielle. I appreciate you coming on for telling your story again. Our mess, because I got mess too. So you're not the only one with mess. So our mess is becoming a message for somebody. Make sense? So the mess, I always tell people, it's always a madness to my mess. It's always a madness to my mess. It seems rough and crazy right now, but watch the ending result, huh? Because you know how the what is called, what's before the butterfly, the centipede, right? The the uh it's on the tip of my tongue. Uh, I'm gonna tell you in a minute. But you know how before the butterfly becomes the butterfly, it got to go through different stages. So that first stage is the mess, because you don't want to see that part of it. But when it becomes the butterfly and it blossoms, you be like, oh, that's pretty beautiful. Oh, this butterfly look good. That's why I love butterflies. Do you know what butterflies? Caterpillar. Thank you, Morgan. I knew it was something. I knew it was something. So before the butterfly becomes the caterpillar, before the caterpillar becomes the butterfly, It got to go through the stages of becoming the butterfly. So the butterfly, that means you develop. You got your wings now. Now you can fly. But the caterpillar, you had to go through something. Because guess what? If you see a caterpillar walking, guess what? Somebody might step on it, and he might not live, but they still gonna go through it to become the butterfly. So once you become the butterfly, you blossom. You over it. You made it. You able to fly through anything. Butterflies mean free spirit, to be free of. I'm free from the mess. So my mess became a message to somebody else. Hmm? So it's all about understanding. It's all about understanding your worth and your qualities in life. And I know you got to that point where you had to understand your worth and your qualities in life. And just like you said, I probably went back more than you because I'm a little older than you. And not that because I'm older than you, it makes sense for me to go back more than one time. But I say I didn't get all the message out of the mess yet. So I had to go back and I had to continue to take the mess because God wasn't done with me yet. I needed to be there. Because the past don't define you. It just builds your character and strength. So God wasn't finished completing my character. He wasn't finished giving me my strength. I didn't get all my strength yet because I'm still going through certain things in life, but I'm strong enough to survive certain things. Because what some people probably go through probably isn't strong as me. You understand what I'm saying? So just like you said, you had to do counseling. I never went to counseling. I didn't go to counseling. Because guess what? Again, I say, because when I learned how to pray, not that I didn't know how to pray, but when I learned how to pray and got intimate with God for myself, that was my counseling because I talked to him. It felt like he was walking on the left side of me and the right side of me. It was like his grace and his mercy kept me. So it was like I was talking to grace on this side and I was talking to mercy on this side. So I never had to go to counseling because I didn't get to that point. But you had to get to that point to understand you needed somebody to talk to. You understand what I'm saying? So my faith, not saying that your faith isn't strong, or I just talked to God and guess what? He walked me through it. He walked me through it. I went through it. Sometimes still now to this point, when I think about that place, not the space, when I think about the place where I was, I still feel some type of way. I still feel some type of way. And then I say to myself, why he had to beat my ass or why I had to go through it? You know what I'm saying? But guess what? I understand much more now than I knew before. I understand much more now than I knew before. I'm kind of getting the understanding of why I had to phase on here. I'm understanding why I had to get to the 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 point to where I had to be like this because I had to come and tell people like you, talk to people like you, or people like her, or people like this person or this person. Guess why? Because they don't have nobody to talk to. They don't have nobody to sit down and cry with because they are afraid what people going to say about them. They are afraid of who's going to talk about them. They are afraid that somebody going to judge them. But again, no, but again, not about what they going to say about you. It's not about who cares. Who cares about what they think about you? Because a lot of people might be going through something that I went through. Fahima, if you on here, listen. He used to come to my grandmother house, and when my little cousins and them used to tell him I wasn't here, she'll tell you this clean as day. He used to put his Durango boot. This one Durangos was out. He'll put his Durango boot in the door just so he can come in the house and check to make sure I wasn't there like they was lying. Nobody ain't got to lie to you, boy. I wasn't there. But I tell everybody my mess is a message because And I couldn't tell certain people when I first started. I was 21. From the age of 21 to 23, the relationship was good. He won me over. When I tell you he won me over, oh, he won me over. He won me over. So from 24 till about 29, almost 30, huh, I cried my, whew, huh? I cried. And I kept crying because the slap became two slaps, then a punch, then two punches and a jab, then the beating. And then guess what? After the beating, he want to have sex. Guess what that felt like? He was raping me. He was raping me. But I again, my mess is a message to somebody. So I couldn't tell my cousins, my uncles, my brothers, my sisters. I really couldn't tell them exactly what I was going through because at that time it was mess for me because I was still going back. I was still going back to him. I was still going back to him, so I couldn't bring nobody in. Because guess what? When we had family functions or cookouts and stuff, he was still coming because he still was going to be a part because I was still dealing. I wasn't over him yet. But again, when I began to learn and understand my worth and my qualities in life, guess what? I left about 35, 45 times with my feet. But the last time I went back to get my heart. And when I went back to get my heart, guess what, Danielle? My heart and my feet left at the same time. And it was no looking back. It was no looking back. My cousin on here, she said he put her on Durangos. She didn't know about the boots until he put her on. But at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is it was my mess. My mess. So I couldn't bring a lot of my family members in because it was mess for me. So I knew my mess was going to become somebody else's mess. So I didn't want to get them involved. So I began to know how to pray. And then I began to get intimate with Christ. And I said, God, no, this ain't that right here. God, I need you to remove the taste. This is toxic. I don't want this taste no more. So I began to know what I wanted to ask God for because he said, you have not because you ask not. So when you ask him for something, you got to let him know exactly what you want. You got to hit key points. You gotta let him know, hey, God, this right here, this is what I want. I need you to remove this man from my mouth. This taste is toxic. I don't want it. I need you to remove me from the situation. I need you to take me to a better place because I'm worth more than what he's giving me. I don't deserve this. God, if you let me leave this situation, guess what? I will not turn back. And that's what he did. And that's what he did. And when I left the last time with my heart, I ain't turned back. I ain't turned back. I ain't turned back. So Danielle, I know you said it's you only had a couple of years. Stay strong. Stay strong. Definitely stay strong. I'm always an ear to listen. If you feel like you want to, we can talk. Again, Glam Talk is a no judge zone. I don't judge nobody. I don't judge nobody because I'm not living in a glass house still right now to this day. I'm not saying that I'm the worst person in the world and I'm the biggest sinner out here, but guess what? I might have a drink or two. I might smoke my hookah. I don't smoke weed or none of that, but I might smoke a hookah. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that I am holy, sanctified, but what I am saying is I know God. I know how to pray, and I have mess, and my mess became a message. So I want my message to become this message to people that might be listening to me. I need my test to become a testimony. When they keep coming back, you got to remove yourself from the situation because why do he feel like? Why do they feel like they got to keep coming back? Because you are allowing them to keep coming back. That's why they keep coming back because in their mind, you took them back already. Every time he come back and say he's sorry. See, they taking you back to the honeymoon stage. And when I say honeymoon stage, it don't mean the stage that y'all got married and y'all on a honeymoon. It means the time when he first won you over.
Not to interrupt you, but can I answer this young lady's question? Love one less I see your two questions about what to do when they keep coming back besides a restraining order. This is what I did, and it works for me. It may not work for everybody. You have to stay strong because they don't care about that paper. That's just a piece of paper. That's not going to stop them. That's not going to prevent them. But what I did, I changed my number, and I didn't just change the last 3 or 4 numbers. I asked for a totally different number from a totally different area code. I've done that. I even taken myself off of certain social media platforms. I personally blocked and deleted any of his associates, any of his friends. I had personalized plates on my vehicle. I got rid of my personalized plates. I recreated me. I changed my locks. I even went as far as having certain information not accessible where nobody can search it or find it. Every time if I had a restraining order, I don't care how annoying the authorities or anybody felt. I called the cops every time he called. If I had 5 calls back to back, I called the cops and I let them know the date, the time, everything. When we had court, I let that be known. Sad thing to say about in my case was that basically the state was unable to press charges. But then I found out after the statute of limitation that basically the county prosecuting attorney that had this case came across her desk, she would have personally sought to make sure that he would have got behind bars. I moved to a different city than where I was, so that literally nobody could find me except for my immediate family. I made sure the next place that I moved, they had basically a secured situation, meaning the apartment that I lived in had a swipe where you had to swipe in and out, or you had a personal pin. There was no piggybacking. He did show up there, and they caught him on camera. I had no idea that he showed up there. Basically, a female friend of mine was a friend of his, and basically, a general conversation kind of gave him the general area, and he kind of figured it out from there because there wasn't a whole lot of apartments in that area. So now me and that individual, we are not even cool anymore. We don't talk. So I say that to say sometimes you got to get creative with these men who really want what they want. You got to play dirty right along with them, but don't play so dirty where you get yourself stuck in a situation that you can't get yourself out of,
Right.
or it puts you in harm's way. But sometimes you got to play petty right along with petty, and you have to. I say this: if you don't have an open relationship with your family members, such as your parents or somebody that you trust, please reach out to them. Reach out to them. Don't use social media as a cry for help, because those be the same ones sitting there watching you post. And then when they see you say, oh, we back together, they don't know what to believe anymore. They don't want to help you. So
Hold on. I think we lost Danielle, y'all, because it was saying poor connection. Oh my goodness. Danielle, wait a minute. I'm gonna add you back. I'm gonna add you. Okay. I'm sorry. I apologize. I don't know. My service is I don't know tonight. Uh Danielle, I'm gonna Tay Tay. Are you in Tay Tay, are you in the toilet? Tay Tay? Tay Tay. We hey, you on live.
my bad.
Yeah.
My bad. Doing business. Candy, what up?
Hi, Tay Tay. What is it you want to talk about? Because I don't know. I just lost somebody. My thing was saying poor connection. What you want to talk about, Tay Tay?
No, just get some encouraging words.
Okay, come on. Glam Talk is all about positivity.
Where I started from, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because a lot of people don't really know. A lot of people just see who I'm around. You know what I'm saying? And don't really know the story. You know a little bit about, you know what I'm saying, about what I've been through, you know what I'm saying? So just kind of giving people a little background of what I've been through, and just how I'm manifesting, and you know what I'm saying, just believing in certain situations that you're gonna make it through. You know what I'm saying? And you know, my name is Tay. Let's start there. I go by Royal Tay. I do locks, you know, for the people that don't know. I started locks maybe like 2 years ago. Just a little beginning. I came fresh out of high school. You know what I'm saying? At first, I was managing artists. That's what I was just doing just then. At first, I was managing artists. You know what I'm saying? And then it was going. We started getting a lot of labels hit us up. We had a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't go the way it was planned. You know what I'm saying? Then after that, I just started working a 9 to 5. Struggling, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, growing up, my mama had 7 kids. You know what I'm saying? 7 kids. We was homeless. Didn't really have too much of nothing. Sleeping in cars, sleeping from house to house. You know what I'm saying? Having, our family not really dealing with us. Because my mom had so many kids and stuff. So, probably about in 2019, I started, I ain't gonna lie, like, from... Because when y'all came out here, Candy, 2014, right?
We've been here 7 years, say. What, like 15? 15.
Yeah, 15. Yeah, so I ain't gonna count. So I first started following cut creators when they first got to Atlanta, when they was all the way in Ramsey. When they opened up Magnum Street, can you hear me now? When they opened up Magnum Street, that's when the building was just an L. When everybody was working on top of each other. You know what I'm saying? Started going there. Loved it because I started letting Candy do my hair. You know what I'm saying? Then I started letting, then I just always looked up to everybody in the shop. I'm like, yo, everybody in this shop, yo. You know what I'm saying? Everybody. It don't matter who you see. So then after that, I just wanted to be a part of the team. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, bro, like, just to see all of them come down here from a whole other state, you know what I'm saying? They all stayed together. They all unified. You know what I'm saying? For them to all come down here from another state and be rocking like this is dope. So then as time went on, of course, cut creators grew bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And I just always kept saying, like, bro, I got to be a part of that team. I got to be a part of that team. So maybe back in 2000, I graduated in 2016. Yeah, I'm young. Back in 2017, we opened up the Decatur location. They opened up the Decatur location, and I kept saying, like, bro, I gotta get a suite up there. I gotta get a suite up there. You know what I'm saying? I gotta be a part of that team. Like, that unity is just everything to me. So, boom, finally got in there. But guess what? I was working a 9 to 5. Still had to pay bills to my mom. Still had, you know what I'm saying, get back and forth to work. So I couldn't afford it. You know what I'm saying? So after that, I kind of just left the shop alone. Then I just started, of course, coming to get my hair done from you and, let Omar cut my hair. And, maybe about a year later, I started going back to the shop again. And I had actually quit my job. One day I was just like, bro, I can't work for, the white people no more. I'm just tired of working for them. I know I'm better than this. You know what I'm saying? So I went up there. I'm like, yo, can I get a job? I don't want no money from you. I don't want nothing from you. Can I get a job? And he was like, yeah, I'm going to let you shampoo for me, it wasn't even a career. You know what I'm saying? I never been into hair. I never been into that type of stuff. I always been into music and,
Tay can sing, y'all.
I always been into music and, stuff like that. So I'm like, I'm going to be doing this just to make some money. You know what I'm saying? And then, with me, in the process of me doing that, of me starting to work at the shop, I ended up losing my niece. My niece ended up dying or whatever. So, I had went into a real bad depression, you know what I'm saying? To where I just gave up on life itself. Like, I just didn't care no more. Like, I didn't want to be around nobody. I just cried every day. Then right after that, I got homeless. I became homeless, you know what I'm saying? I was homeless. a lot of people don't know this, but I was standing in the shop and everything. You know what I'm saying? I was standing in the shop, going from hotel to hotel. You know what I'm saying? And then one day I was just like,
but you made it.
Yeah, once I made it, I don't even gonna say I made it. You know what I'm saying? I just made up in my mind that I wanted better for myself. You know what I'm saying? And when I realized I wanted better for myself, and I had all the tools to do it, it was like, why not take advantage of it? And not in a way of taking advantage of somebody, but take advantage of what's being given to you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I had a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, support me and have my back, and a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, and I've been through a lot, you know what I'm saying? And it was just, I got to a point where I just gave up, and then Omar just kept saying, Tay, you're going to be all right. It's going to be all right. And I'm just like, bro, you don't know what I go through. You know what I'm saying? You keep saying to everybody around me, you're going to be all right. Everything going to be all right. And I just kept saying, it ain't going to be all right. You sleep in the shop and tell me how you feel. You not be able to shower. You know what I'm saying? Tell me how you feel. You know what I'm saying? And I had to stop asking for... I had to stop asking for certain stuff when I talk to God. You know what I'm saying? Like, for a long time, I didn't know how to pray. I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't know how to pray for a long time. Like, people think praying is easy. And sometimes it can be. It can be. But when you don't know where to start your prayer at, it's like, how do I pray to him? What do I say to him without asking him for something? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times we don't know how to do that. So, you know, just... a lot of times, like, even, like, one point in time, I was sleeping in the bando, you know what I'm saying? And one day, was in the bando, me and my homegirl, and guess what? One morning we woke up, police come banging on the door. Police come banging on the door, and I'm like, bro, we finna go to jail. You know what I'm saying? Because out here in Georgia, it's illegal to be in bandos. So, you know, it was nothing but God. All they told us was, hey, get y'all stuff and get out. You know what I'm saying? Don't come back on this property again. Or whatever. But something came in my mind where I'm like, Tay, you gotta make it. You gotta, on the way to work that day, I just kept saying to myself, like, Tay, you gotta make it, because at this time, I'm starting to do locks, you know what I'm saying? But I'm still not feeling it, you know what I'm saying? I'm still not getting into it the way everybody around me want me to, because I just felt like that wasn't me. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I gotta stop trying to be what everybody else wants me to be and be who I am for me. You know what I'm saying? So then, one day I'm just like, but bro, like, when I do it, I'm happy. Uh-huh. It kind of started being a happy place for me. You know what I'm saying? It started becoming a happy place. So then one day, my very first video that went viral is when I did the mask, when I did hair with the mask on. I wish I could pull it up, but this show live, so I can't. But I had did hair with I did hair with the mask on, and from there, I just got motivated. It took something to motivate me. And then from there, it was just like, okay. And then I caught on to the whole, you know, how Omar talked to cut creators thing. Cut creators thing.